Here are 13 habits that raised my feminine energy within 30 days. And this habit was something that I've started at the beginning of this year. And so far, it's been working tremendously well. So a lot of times we tend to underestimate the power of really small but positive decisions that leads us to becoming extremely magnetic and confident in ourselves. And today I'm going to be sharing these 13 micro habits with you so that you can start shifting your internal state and finally just attract really great experiences that you deserve. So hi everyone, my name is Patty and my mission is to empower you to fearlessly charge your life with 100% confidence. Now I'm so excited, let's start. The very first and crucial habit that sounds extremely obvious to everyone is quality sleep. Quality sleep has significantly changed the game for me, and in fact this was something that I started during December of last year. When I first started this YouTube channel, I didn't really know what I was doing, and the one thing that really made me scared at night is having limited resources, and I was scared that these things would stop me from being consistent. So what I would actually do is work all the way till 2 a.m. and because of that, even if I tried to wake up later the next day, I would still feel extremely tired. And that is because my brain is just so busy with editing, analytics, and feeling stressed about the future right before I sleep. So I highly recommend that not only do you sleep early, but make sure that you clear your mind right before you sleep. Even if your day is extremely stressful, even if you had 100 things to do and so many things to stress about, but I'm telling you that stressing even more about it before you sleep does not make the next day better. In fact, by depriving yourself of sleep, makes it so much harder for you to do quality work, to solve quality problems, and to even have present and really good quality communications in real life. So instead of listening to subliminal tracks only, what I usually do is listen to my favorite songs. These days, a particular Thai song that I really like. And what it does is the melodies and the music and everything about it gets me into this state of feeling so loved, like everything is so okay right now, and I feel so attractive, not just attracting men, but also attracting other great things into my life. And when I start to feel so calm and forgetting about all the existing problems, I feel less agitated the next day. And the more times I feel less agitated, the more energy I have to do things that actually move the needle forward. So whether it's affirmation tracks, listening to calming and beautiful music that you like, get yourself into that state where you are fully chosen before you sleep, and you'll wake up just feeling like the world is yours, the world is your oyster, and you really rock your reality. Leading to the second habit, listening to calming music before bed. Now this ties in with the first point in that music has significantly helped me manifest over the last decade. When I used to have secret admirers and I would have no expectation towards them, I would connect with them through music. I don't usually connect with lyrics, but I really connect with melodies, the beats, the whole piano, the melodies, the everything around it that makes me feel loved. Something that makes me feel like, oh, this is so exciting. And I used to do this all the time when I'm on the train or in the car. But then when I found so many manifestation contents and they were telling you to do affirmations and scripting and visualizing, I stopped listening to music before bed. But instead, I was listening to subliminal tracks. And what I found didn't work for me was that subliminal tracks where somebody is telling me, you are chosen, you are loved, he loves you, you are so prioritized, everything's falling your way. The words from other people were not as powerful as melodies, rhythms, and beats of music. So depending on what works for you, you want to get yourself into a state before you sleep. Some people get into that state by affirming, but for me, affirming doesn't make me feel significantly better, but music does. Music heightens my emotions. Music makes me feel immersed in my own internal reality where everything is possible for me. And these days, I think it's about like 7 to 8 songs, which is probably about 30 to 40 minutes. Honestly, I feel like I deserve 30 to 40 minutes of really powerful me time where I can just close my eyes, do nothing, and drift off to sleep, feeling amazing about myself. And you also deserve that too. The third habit is distraction detox. Now, a lot of you guys may have heard of this thing called the social media detox, where you deactivate your Instagram or your Facebook for a certain amount of days. For me, I deleted all of my personal social media accounts. So I've already done social media detox. But what I also didn't do after that was shut myself out from distractions. So even though I was scrolling less and I wasn't really snooping through what other people were doing, but I used to always wait for text messages before bed. I wanted to feel more love. So I was always waiting around. I wanted people to think of me and text me, especially at night, and they wouldn't do it. So this would then reaffirm to me that I was unchosen right before I slept. So then I would wake up the next few days and make certain decisions that amplify how unchosen I am. Therefore, what distraction detox does for me is that it makes my immersion more powerful. So if I'm not aware anymore of who's not choosing me, who's pissing me off, who's agitating me, I'm only aware of my own reality now. And there's no contradictions that I see in the 3D. And when there's no contradictions I'm seeing on my phone, on my WhatsApp, and on my emails, it makes it 10 times easier for me to believe that my reality is truly changing. So if you can't instantly change your reality right away, you want to make it a bit easier by at least eliminating text messages, WhatsApp, phone calls, emails that you don't need, so that you don't get triggered all the time. And when your nervous system is calm, it is just so much easier to manifest from a neutral and calm place. The fourth habit is having a sacred self-time. Again, this is really similar to listening to music before I sleep. But these days, I make it a priority to always have sacred self-time, not just right before I sleep, but even after I wake up. So I must say that I'm in a very privileged position where I could actually spend my morning with myself. And I don't have to be at the beck and call of others. I don't have to attend certain meetings by a certain time. And it's an absolutely abundant life that I'm living. And I totally understand that not everybody is in a position where they can just freely meditate at 6 a.m. and not get up and commute to work. But that being said, if you feel like certain routines in your life are not working out, such as keeping a certain job that triggers you all the time, where you always have to be at the beck and call of your boss, and the very first thing you always have to think about is your Slack message or your emails, what your team is up to, what your boss wants from you, I'm telling you that there's such a huge difference when you can just spend that morning, that sacred self-time, tuning into your internal world, either with music or just through silence. There were periods in my life where I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and meditate for 40 minutes straight, all to me. And in my meditation, I would imagine that I was the strongest version of myself doing 40 laps in the ocean water. And 10 months later, I could really swim 40 laps in the ocean water. So this is how powerful it is to tune your frequency right before you wake up and always reaffirm to yourself that this day is mine, this world is mine, and this reality is mine. And no boss, no co-workers, no colleagues, no friends, no anybody is going to take your power away from you from the minute you wake up to your 3D reality. You are going to tune your energy right into yourself the first thing in the morning and set your day right, and compound this till having your sacred self-time and putting power within you is your normal daily habit. It's your normal reality to feel powerful every single day. The fifth habit is embracing lighter workouts. So there were periods in my life where I was extremely insecure with my body. I wanted fast results, and not only would I do really dangerous diets, but I was really hardcore with my workouts. And there was also a phase in my life where I was deadlifting a lot and my body actually started to bulk up. And what triggered me even more back then was my mom and dad saying to me that, Patty, you're actually getting bigger. And I felt my clothes getting a bit smaller on me, even though I was really strict with my workouts and I put my heart and soul into my strength training. So later on, I had limited access to the gym. And it was really helpful for me because I was no longer feeling like I had to be so masculine to get the body that I want. Even though I still do really long swims and I walk a lot. But I really embrace the fact that we as women can really sustain a beautiful body shape without exerting too much force. Like we can really do 20 minutes of Pilates, we can really work out only 3 to 4 days a week and have a really amazing relationship with food. And our body will still sustain itself in a beautiful way. So if you feel like, oh, I can't be at the gym every single day, I have limited access to the weights, I have limited access to the ocean water, and there's nothing I can do besides just really basic home workouts. I'm telling you that on your rest days, when you are doing lighter workouts, you are telling your body that at least you still show up and you love yourself enough to stretch, you love yourself enough to just walk for 10 to 20 minutes. And these little self-love practices is a placebo effect that will convince you that because you already took care of yourself, your body will take care of itself. So this works absolute wonders for me when I'm burnt out, when I spend too much time on the screen, when I feel sluggish and I still show up just to do something very, very light. It has helped me sustain this beautiful body without trying so hard to be thin. The sixth habit is plating my meals beautifully. I'm a big believer that how you eat affects how you see yourself and how you carry yourself in the world. I am so glad today that I'm not a food blogger or a foodie, because I think that food is something that could really nourish us if we have an amazing relationship with it. But by having an amazing relationship with food, we must control when to stop eating. So when I plate my meals beautifully and I portion it out in a way that works for me, I'm communicating to myself that I am so abundant that I don't need to overly top up or snack or comfort eat just to feel enough. But what I have in front of me, this beautiful plate, a bit of rice, a bit of salmon, and really spicy Thai sauce, this is enough for lunch. Or when I make pancake for myself in the morning sometimes, I don't go easy on sugar. I still eat a significant amount of sugar, but I only eat it in that meal and I don't top up after that. So when you're able to treat each meal like you're eating at a restaurant, it just does something to you that makes you feel like, I don't need more restaurant food this week. I don't need to go out this week. I don't need to eat more this week because this plate makes me feel satisfied. So in a way, I'm trying to be very fulfilled eating food. And when I feel fulfilled, whatever is in front of me is truly enough. There are times where I do top up, but when my stomach feels like, okay, this is enough, I can really stop. So I'm proud to say that no food from any restaurant could make me sway. There is no restaurant that could make me be like, oh, I'm gonna stuff myself up till I can't breathe. This has never happened in a very long time, because every day I make eating a sacred ritual by making food look beautiful, by making the experience a beautiful one. The seventh micro habit that made me feel amazing is flavored water. So I don't really drink a lot of water, but these days I really love to just make water a bit more beautiful for me. So because it's extremely hot in Australia right now, I didn't want to make drinking water like something that is not a beautiful routine. I pretty much want to make it feel like even just drinking a glass of water feels bloody amazing. So there's this thing where I would use orange juice, then I would put some ice cubes in it, but then I would also put fresh grapes in that glass. And when I drink it, I literally feel like I'm at a cafe. So there are so many times where I go to different cafes with a very good vibe, and I would look at the drinks menu. And an average juice, like a normal glass with some ice cubes and some decoration, costs $10 a glass. And there was a particular phase in my life for the last 2 years where I was really broke and I was using my dad's petty money. And I felt so guilty for living like that. So going out of the house with $70 cash each time, I literally just can't spend $10 on a glass of water, on a glass of green juice or apple juice or whatever that is. So what I started to do was recreate that experience at home. So if I wanted to feel expensive, like I paid $10 to drink a beautiful glass of orange juice, I just simply make that myself. I make myself feel that way on a regular basis. And honestly, it works so well because it kills my cravings. Instead of feeling hungry for food, when I just drink the orange juice with a bit of grapes inside and ice cubes and put a bit of lime on the edge of the cup, gosh, it just feels like I bought myself a drink. And this goes the same with chai latte. Just putting that extra effort of, dripping some vanilla extract, putting in a bit of cinnamon powder on the top to make it feel like I'm really buying myself a drink at home. It's a very great experience to have. It just feels really good, and I truly recommend this. Have your favorite water, whether it's apple juice, green juice, milk, whatever, and just decorate a little bit, decorate the flavors, make it smell more beautiful, put some fruits into it, and you'll just literally feel like, oh my god, I'm really that girl embracing the romanticized lifestyle. The eighth habit that really worked for me was spending time in nature without my phone. So you could still be in nature, like walking on grass, but then you're thinking about who's texting you, or you're thinking about what contents do I want to see on YouTube. Sometimes you will get notified of things on the phone, so even if you're stepping on grass, you don't feel the full effect. So I've learned to really separate the phone and my quality time with earth. Since I was broke for a while, I really see the value of creating enriching experiences without having to pay physical money for it. So before my YouTube got monetized, I was seeing so many people just spending a shit ton of money, but having no fulfillment in return. And why do we even pay money for a certain experience? To feel more fulfilled, right? So you're paying $100 for a meal and then you're like, oh, I feel nothing besides just full. Or you feel good in that moment, but you don't feel better about yourself. Then you wasted $100. And that was something that I couldn't afford to do at all. I only had $70 cash to travel, to eat, and to make video clips at the time. So I had to find a way to make every experience a quality one. And by doing that, you are just simply fully here. If you're stepping on grass, fully step on grass. If you're at the beach, fully be at the beach. If you are swimming, do your swims fully. Really focus on your strokes. Really focus on your breath. When you are sitting with the tree, when you are looking out to the water views, when you are going to a very wealthy suburb, which we went to yesterday, and there's all these really beautiful, rich homes, put your phone in the car, in the bag, and really savor the views, savor the moments, and you will realize that you don't have to spend money on a lot of experiences that bring you diminishing return, simply because you fully spent time in nature. You are fully here, fully present, and it feels really, really amazing. The 9th habit was really opening my heart up to bond with my family, my mom and dad. So again, I am very privileged and very blessed to be born into a great family. Even though my mom and dad are not perfect human beings, but they are humans. And these days, I really try to understand their perspective since I am 30 now. So I can see things in a very neutral way, that if they're 50 something right now, how must they be thinking about the world? If they were 30 about 25 years ago, how must they be relating to the world at the time? I watch a lot of Netflix these days just to understand the character developments, the time period, and the lifestyle. And these Netflix films are based on real stories. So I even try to understand how my parents must have thought growing up in that age, with that lifestyle, with that influence. And the more I understand them, the more my heart expands. And the more my heart expands, the more I can be present with them and really actually bond with them. So yesterday we went to have dinner in Chatswood, and it was something that I never imagined was going to be possible because my parents were always working on Saturday nights at the restaurants. So we ordered this big meal for $88. It was like a Luna's New Year's meal, and it was so, so big. And what I felt at the time was just how lucky I am that my life is really, really changing. At least I get to have solid family meals. And so I get to really understand how much my parents feel now that they are seeing people in their roles many, many years ago. The people serving us food, the people in the kitchen, but they're finally people sitting at the dining table waiting for food to be served. How must they be feeling now? And I felt really, really happy for them. So I try to really shift the perspective and understand that they must feel very calm now. They must feel more okay now. And how must I show up each day so that they also feel safe because at least their daughter has their shit together. So this perspective shift made it easier to have less friction, even if there's agitations that come up, but they dissolve very, very quickly. And very coincidentally, after the meal, we didn't plan this, but we ended up at this Lunar New Year's parade, and it was really awesome. I saw them having a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun. And I was like, this is what a rich life truly feels like. It may cost $88, yes, for the meal. It may cost some petrol, yes. But overall, it didn't cost millions of dollars to have a very happy moment on the weekends. It didn't have to cost a lot. In fact, I rarely have friends these days. But I feel so happy and rich, and that's because whatever is in front of me, I make an effort to open my heart and bond with people that truly matter. So this will truly raise your feminine energy and even make it easier for you to connect with your man, with your soulmate. Because honestly, the love that you give to your family is going to be very similar to the unconditional love that you give to a man. So this really, really helps. The 10th habit that really changed the game for me was regular beauty clips. So I asked myself, where does my joy truly lie? Does it lie in the long videos only? Or does it really lie on just pampering myself and dressing myself up? And my joy really lies in wearing like sexy outfits and posing in the beauty clips. I just feel so powerful when I do these. And you know how many views they get at times? 50 views or less than 100 views. So every time I felt like I was leveling up and I was getting so hot and I was like, this clip is gonna be bomb, I would get like 50 views. And that's because some weird shit happened where the impressions wouldn't spread. But I asked myself again, why does that even matter as long as I felt happy doing it? And so I kept doing it. And the more I was wearing makeup, the more I felt confident dressing myself up. So no matter where I go, with or without makeup, I still feel beautiful because I know my good angles. I feel confident dressing up in many styles, and I just feel more sexy and attractive. So that can literally be like, if the date was set up, I know what kind of makeup tone to do, what lips to do, what eyeshadows to do, how much to tone it down first on the first date. And it's just exciting to think about. Whereas if you never glam yourself up, by the time the date comes to you, you're like, what should I wear? I feel awkward with makeup. I don't really feel comfortable dressing up because every day you feel groggy, right? So if you regularly just pamper yourself, dress up for you, do what makes you feel amazing. If you feel sexy, if you feel like a badass wearing that bra on camera, do it for yourself. not for male gaze, not for validation, but for how you feel. Because I come out of it feeling so powerful, like I'm the creator of my reality and I look so bloody sexy. So if you ever feel sad, heartbroken or miserable, just getting up to wear makeup could really shift your mood. Whether it's a sexy makeup, a cute K-pop idol makeup, put some rhinestone on your face, put some lip gloss on, make yourself feel beautiful. This really raises your feminine energy, so much more than just affirmation, scripting, and visualization. The 11th habit that really got me into this beautiful, calm, and chosen state was immersive bath. So again, I'm very lucky that the house that I live in has a bath, and I can use the bath anytime that I want. Growing up, I rarely used that bathtub, to be honest. But I only recently used it in my late 20s when I felt so stressed and I had nowhere else to go, and I was just like, I'm gonna close my eyes and just put myself in hot water and that's it. And that made such a big and tremendous difference. So these days the weather fluctuates a lot. There's news about LA fires, and now Sydney is like 40 degrees heat on a regular basis. And after the 40 degrees heat, it thunderstorms really badly. So at first I didn't realize why I felt a little bit stressed out. I felt overwhelmed. And then I was like, but the weather changes so much. It's extremely hot, which burns me out. Then it's thunderstorming really badly or raining really badly. And then I'm always looking at the news as well. So all these things made me unconsciously stressed. So what I did was decide that I worked hard enough to be in a bubble bath. Like, I don't need to go easy on the bubbles. I deserve to be in this place today because I did all the makeup clips, I stuck to my schedules, the weather stressed me out, but I kept going. And so once I decided that I deserved to be in this bubble bath, and all I used was just regular baby soap and drip it while the water is running and just kind of like mix the water together so the bubbles would form. I started to again forget about every 3D conditions. I forgot about the agitations that I was experiencing. And instantly I just felt aligned. Just seeing the bubbles forming alone made me really happy. And what I also did was spray a bit of fragrance. So I literally felt like I was in this bath session, like I was paying for it. And then I spent 40 minutes in a hypnosis state, imagining that I was in Bali or in Thailand and I was on a honeymoon and my man was with me, and I felt really safe and really warm. And for quite a few minutes, I really felt like I teleported there. I really felt like he was here. I really felt safe. I really heard his voice calling my name. I really heard him saying like, you know, well done, you are so beautiful. I am so proud of you. I am so healthily obsessed with you. So not like overly obsessed, but healthily into you. And I felt all these feelings. So it's one thing to identify yourself with the feeling, like, okay, logically, I think this is what it feels like. But it's a completely game-changing experience to immerse yourself in that hypnosis state where you're in a parallel timeline and everything that you want, it's like really full on. Your skin really feels the experience. You feel really sexy. You feel really warm from being in that bath. And so for 40 minutes, I really felt like I was on a vacation. It felt really amazing. My feminine energy raised and I was motivated to keep working the next few days. So if you have a problem in your life, if you can afford to either pay for a sauna experience or you have a bath at home, please just give yourself 30 to 40 minutes, precious time, immersing yourself, shutting off your senses, tuning your awareness to where you want to be, and allow the sauna or the bath to make you more and more relaxed. It really works. The 12th habit that made me feel amazing about myself is also body lotion, face mask, and face cream routine. So I don't really have an official name for this, but what I would do before I wear my makeup in the makeup videos is put lotion on my face and just kind of massage it, put lotion on my body, and sometimes do face masks. And it's not that I really need it at all, but I do it because it just feels good to peel the mask off. So growing up, my mom was also like, you must put body lotion on your skin so it looks nice. And so because I felt like the instruction came from my mom and I associate this with control, I then never put lotion on my skin growing up. And so I didn't realize that I grew up normalizing feeling scared, like always seeing dry skin on my legs, always seeing my skin cracked, and then having these really bad rashes on my body. And that's because I refuse to take good care of myself. Like really small things of sparing a minute or two, just rubbing your skin with lotion. Now again, I feel like I don't really need these products, but what the routine does for me is reaffirm that I am chosen. I am loved. Like my skin is worth being moisturized. So sometimes you feel really crap about work, about life, about burnouts, and you neglect these little routines like perhaps if you smell the beautiful scent of the cream, perhaps if your body feels moisturized, perhaps if you feel like, oh, there's this mask on my face and I feel rejuvenated, you can feel a little bit happier in that moment. And a little bit of happiness that you give to yourself, it is what compounds over time. So the more you compound the number of times you feel chosen, where you rub lotion on your body and your skin just feels hydrated, the more you rub your face or massage your face with cream and you don't feel that crack or that dryness on your skin, the more you make yourself feel feminine and beautiful without paying a significant amount of money to go to a spa session, the more your life gets better. Trust me, because these routines make you feel magnetic. It makes you feel clean. It makes you feel expensive. Even if the lotion costs $5 or less, but the scent of it, the way it feels on you, the way you make it feel on you, it makes you feel expensive. So this is so important. Again, if you're missing a guy and you want him to be in your presence, at least just put lotion on your body or just massage your body and make yourself feel like you're at a spa session, like a spa therapy. And the more you do that, the more you even forget that you want the guy in that moment, and then make it normal to feel this way. Like you're always going to a spa session, but the difference is you don't pay money. You do it for yourself when you can, and it will make a very big difference. And finally, habit 13. This was really, really powerful for me, and it was taking myself on the right solo date. And this time it gets even better and better. What I usually do on my solo dates is set a goal for myself that I want to hit 1,000-meter swim. It is something that I have to do for me because I know I can. And what I would do afterwards is reward myself with a cup of cappuccino or chai latte in a fancy hotel. And what this feeling does for me is that it makes me feel like even if I'm in a relationship, the relationship won't take from me. In the past, when I used to be in relationships, I would gain weight, I would eat a lot, I would feel stagnant, I would feel like I'm obligated to spend time with the partner, or if I was in a kind of situationship dynamic, again, it would feel the opposite. I would feel like, he's not giving me enough. I don't really feel safe in this dynamic. So even though I wasn't physically compromising my potential, but I was mentally and spiritually compromising my happiness without even realizing when I was in that moment. So what solo dates do for me is remind me that there is nothing to compromise out of a real solid relationship. I don't have to mentally compromise my potential. I don't have to physically compromise my potential. I could still be fit, amazing, sexy, but I could still also enjoy my time with my man. It doesn't have to be separate. Success and love can coexist in my world. So by taking myself to swim first, I'm reminding myself that my health and my fitness matters a lot to me. And I really make sure I go all in and get it done and do my best to achieve the goal if I'm not on my periods. But then after the swim, I would feel so refreshed when I go to the hotel, freshly showered, freshly finishing my workout. I feel like an absolute queen, like, oh my God, Patty, you can rest now. And so when I order the chai latte or the cappuccino, I would feel so loved, so chosen, like I'm on an actual date. And because it's an imaginary date, I can imagine the conversation in any way that I want to. So I don't have to tune my energy to listen to people that I may not be that into. I am tuning my awareness in exactly what I want to create in that moment, and it always feels amazing. So there's going to be times where if you go on random dates, you might not be fully into the guy, or you're really, really into the guy, and you're giving away your energy in the wrong way. You are expending your energy to feed him, but then he's actually taking and draining from you. But when you take yourself on solo dates, you are giving all your power, all your energy, all your feminine juice back into you. So the more you do that, the more the man in your reality has to give you that as well. So I really make sure that my routine prepares me for that kind of love, where the conversations are meaningful, the time is really quality time, we are both fully present, we are both fully healthy, and it all starts with you. It all starts with you. You have to be the one to set the routine for yourself first. You have to be the one setting the example first. You have to take the lead, and you have to create that feeling within your body first on a regular basis until the guy shows up. But in the meantime, when he's not here, it's a perfect opportunity for you to create that beautiful immersive experience for yourself. Make sure that this experience just feels so normal. Oh, it feels so nice to sit alone. I feel so okay by myself, because these internal conversations, these feel-good moments, it's all within me. I love my life. I love who I am so much because you embrace your own companionship. So therefore, anybody that comes into your life wants to join you on your journey, not you going out to seek them to feel whole. So this is it for my video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much and see you soon. Bye-bye.